Do you remember I told you what it was like on an average day as a school teacher? Well, today I'll tell you what it was like on an average day as a head teacher. I'd inspected the cleanliness of the kids' loos, written in the staff book all today's news, who was at meetings, on duty at play. I'd left post-its in office, a most average day. A breakfast club helper had brought me some toast. I started to eat it while opening post. My diary was full, 'twould be a long day. I'd still got 2 hours before the affray. Then Hilda, the cleaner, stomped in with a frown. "This old Hoover's again and again broken down." I ran through to the caretaker, who was on his tea break. "Hilda's Hoover needs fixing. How long will it take?" As she trundled back with a mutter and moan, a ring in my ear made me pick up the phone. A teacher not coming in, she'd a bout of diarrhea. While out in the corridor, I heard a loud sneer. 2 teachers were arguing over some books, each one giving the other snide looks. I ignored the commotion and what they were doing. I'd opened a letter. A parent was suing. I sighed as I filed it away in the drawer. About time the government changed this daft law. Then in came my PA with notebook and pen. The LA inspector is arriving at 10. Oh, today I'm so busy, I'd rather he'd not, and to be totally honest, I'd completely forgot. I'll get out the books and the relevant files, give him coffee and biscuits and flattering smiles. Is there anything else I can help with or do? Oh no, it's an average day, so don't worry. Thank you. The governing body were meeting tonight. I was finishing the report. I wanted it right. Then the deputy burst through the door in alarm. 2 kids have run off. They might come to harm. A crash and a shout made me look out of my door. A midday supervisor lay on the floor. A ladder was lying some distance away. She'd fallen while helping to put up a display. "Ring for an ambulance, then get your car. We'll follow the children. They can't have gone far." We soon spied the kids, and I gave a loud shout. "Get back to school now. What's this all about?" They sheepishly sat in my office, dejected. "Our dad has left home, and we feel so neglected." The deputy said she would deal with the matter, as in marched a teacher who wanted to natter. "Are you busy?" she asked. I said I was not. "I can't do all this marking, it's really a lot." I listened, I smiled as she had her say. Nothing unusual, a real average day. At last she was finished and left me alone. She'd vented her grievance and had a good moan. By now it was late, my report still not done. But out to the playground I had to run. I put on my coat and picked up the bell. Playground duty on Monday is always pure hell. "Stop fighting, you 2, and stand by the wall. And Josh, you do know you can't kick that ball. Robert, tell Liam to climb down from the fence. Sometimes I think that boy's got no sense." "Silence now. I've just rung the bell. Get into your lines. Winston, please do not yell." "Class F, why is it you're still standing here?" "Miss Willis is missing." "Oh, yes, she's diarrhea." "Oh, Saffron, do run to the office and say, please ring for a teacher to come straight away. Class F, come with me, we'll do some handwriting. Nelson and Sasha, no play, you're still fighting." The supply teachers arrived, says my PA, at last. The inspector's here too. I saw him drive past. I rushed to my room, quickly tidying my hair. The governor's report. It's lost. It's not there. I searched on my desk, looked through my in-tray. Nothing unusual, a real average day. "Good morning. How are you, my dear Mrs. Moore?" the inspector leers as he peers round my door. "I'm fine. Pleased to see you. Won't you sit down?" I don't like the way he's beginning to frown. "Your SATs are too low. They need to be better. In addition to that, I've received a grim letter. A boy's being bullied, his mother complained. It's all written down, a long list of names. It needs to be dealt with and all put to rest. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. I will do my best. My PA appears at the door with her pad. Mr. Dowsett is here, you know, Liam's dad. You said on the playground his boy's got no sense. He said that he heard you. He was stood by the fence. I looked at the inspector and gave a wan smile. You go to the classrooms. This won't take a while. I saw Liam's dad, who was not at all jolly. I said, no offence meant. I really am sorry. I rushed off to follow the inspector around, but the caretaker, he stopped me to show what he'd found. Graffiti on walls. It made my hair curl. Rude words had been written by a junior girl. I told her to see me when it was play. Nothing unusual, a real average day. The inspector left with a scathing retort, while I again searched hard for the governor's report. By now it was time for hall duty at noon. Lunchtime already, that had come soon. The noise and the din of children with food definitely put me in a grumbly mood. Next, children I saw who'd been very naughty, some arguing still, some very haughty. I told them all off and said I was sad. It pains me a lot when children are bad. By now, lunch was over. I needed a wee. My trusty PA said she'd brought me some tea. I had no time to drink it, for I got a call. Would I go immediately to the school hall? The classes were gathered at 20 to 3. I'd completely forgotten about assembly. The children stood up and we sang a quick hymn. I read them a story and told off young Jim. The choir sang as the piano was played. My PA was beckoning. She looked quite dismayed. As the kids all filed out and back to their work, my PA looked worried. I feel such a jerk. Why? What have you done? You're always so cool. Your report. It's been shredded. Oh, I feel such a fool. Oh, we all make mistakes. What could I say? Nothing unusual, a real average day. The bell rang for home time, and I knew that I ought to start right from scratch with the governor's report. Then a call from a dinner lady who had fell, said she'd broken her arm and 3 teeth as well. She'd be off for some weeks. It wasn't so good. Then a teacher stormed in a really bad mood. The kids had been awful. No, she'd been very tough, but was giving me notice. She'd had quite enough. I turned on my computer and started to write the governor's report for the meeting tonight. I got it completed. It took a long time. By now, it was almost 9:15. It hadn't been easy with phone constantly ringing and after-school choir in the hall sweetly singing. I briefly popped out to see our football team. I thought that their ref was a tiny bit mean. 2 TAs had caught me to complain of a teacher. That wasn't unusual, a regular feature. My husband had rung me to ask what was for tea, and 3 other parents who had questions for me. Hilda's Hoover, unfixed, still didn't work, bit like the caretaker whose duties he shirked. But nevertheless, and despite all that stuff, the report was completed, although a bit rough. The meeting went well, or as well as it could. Didn't mention the inspector, though. I knew that I should. At 10:30, I crawled in my bed at long last. 14 hours at work, but quickly had passed. I'd had nothing to eat, and my mind was still racing as I thought of tomorrow and what I'd be facing. But one thing's for sure, I really must say. Nothing unusual. A real average day.